build a Jewish state in the land of the Bible. And thanks to continuous ongoing ethnic cleansing and genocide, we've been able to create a safe space for a fascist, cringeworthy Zumba in the middle of Jerusalem. This was yesterday in Jerusalem. Anyway, there's a little atmosphere from Israel. The fascist curly shuffle. The genocide slide.
That's good. That's good.
Oh man, where do you want to go next here?
Well, we wanted to cover the TikTok ban. I know that.
Yeah. So I don't know. We can start with. Should we? Do you want to intro this and just explain some of the background of what we call the TikTok ban?
Well, yeah, the House overwhelmingly just passed a measure to effectively ban TikTok, force the Chinese company that has a stake in it to divest, and it's clear why. There's the official reason is that this is a concern about data privacy and the Chinese Communist Party getting access to Americans' data. When actually, really, they have no evidence to support that allegation. Because again, like, why would China care about the data of young American kids uploading dance videos? The real reason is sometimes acknowledged that because TikTok is not controlled by American companies, that allows for dissent against American policies on the platform. And this has been particularly acute since October 7th, when organically on TikTok, there's been a huge surge in pro-Palestine content with people criticizing Israel. And that's led to this freakout and prompted this ban, which both parties are rushing to embrace.
So the question is there a sort of hidden ulterior agenda that isn't really being explicitly stated by those who want to ban TikTok? And we can go back to several exchanges. For example, here's the Singaporean CEO of TikTok being grilled by Senator Ted Cruz, one of the supporters of the TikTok ban. And, Ted Cruz says the quiet part out loud.
If you look at what is on TikTok in China, you are promoting to kids science and math videos, educational videos, and you limit the amount of time kids can be on TikTok. In the United States, you are promoting to kids self-harm videos and anti-Israel propaganda.
And anti-Israel propaganda. And as we know, was that before or after October 7th? I don't quite remember, because that CEO visited multiple times.
Yeah.
But since October 7th, it is clear that TikTok influencers of the so-called Zoomer generation have done a very effective job of advocating for the rights and humanity of Palestinians on TikTok. And there's no other platform that allows them the creativity, the creative flexibility to do that. And it really taps into a particular market that freaks the pro-Israel lobby out. The Israel lobby's freaked out. They're like, we have no future among young Americans. Actually, Jonathan Greenblatt of the Anti-Defamation League, in a leaked call, I guess it was sort of recorded without him knowing, this was a private call among Israel lobbyists, stated this openly. This is Jonathan Greenblatt of the ADL. So he's calling the generation that support that sees Palestine solidarity as an important moral basis for its own identity as the TikTok generation. He puts TikTok front and center as a reason why the young are falling away from supporting Israel.
And he references there, he says, we need the same minds that gave us Taglit to take this on. Isn't Taglit Birthright?
Yeah.
Right. So Birthright is the program that pro-Israel forces run to send young North American kids to Israel, brainwash them, indoctrinate them into Zionism, and worshiping instead of Israel, hating Palestinians. So he's saying we need that same kind of innovation to now counter TikTok. And I guess that includes censorship, because that's what's being pushed now through Congress. And you found this article, Max. You sent this to me. It's an article in the Wall Street Journal, which interviews Jacob Hellberg, who's a member of the Congressional Research and Advisory Panel called the U.S.-China Economic Security Review Commission. And the Wall Street Journal talks up here about how this guy Hellberg was trying to put together a coalition against to build support for banning TikTok. Hellberg has been working on building a bipartisan, bi-coastal alliance of China hawks. Okay, and it goes on to say it was slow going until October 7th. The attack that day in Israel by Hamas and the ensuing conflict in Gaza became a turning point in the push against TikTok. Hellberg said people who historically hadn't taken a position on TikTok became concerned with how Israel was portrayed in the videos and what they saw as an increase in anti-Semitic content posted on the app. So there it is.
There it is.
Right there. Yeah.
Why before October 7th? Why after has it been so easy to do? I mean, and what's amazing is the unity of Congress on this issue and how isolated the opponents of the TikTok ban are. It's almost like a vote on sending aid to Israel. One of the few times when Congress is united. But you don't have the characters like Jonathan Greenblatt out there leading the charge, even though the ADL plays such a seminal and important role in online censorship, in the censorship industrial complex. They're like a vetting partner for Meta and all these other platforms. Here's Michael Rappaport in the hallway of a hotel with no shoes on, but he always has a hat on.
Paying a certain price. If I say Zionist, you pay me a certain price. If I say Zionist, Israel, and Jewish, that's the big three. I get paid for that. Right? Same as always. Yeah, just keep paying me the same thing. Zionist, Israel, Jewish, you pay me. No problem. If I do what if I do a watermelon emoji and if I say something about fuck Palestine? If I say fuck Palestine on camera, okay, you're gonna give me more. Okay, cool.
So stop filming me.
He's trolling. Of course he is. Yeah, this is a bit. He thinks he's gonna fool people, and then he's gonna pull the rug out and make fun of everyone for buying into it. Yes, I'm confident to say he's trolling. That's yeah.
But the thing is, like, most jokes aren't funny unless they're partially true.
Yeah, I know. Well, he really believes he's not a Zionist shill. He really, he thinks this is like he's just doing this because this is the righteous cause, supporting Israel. He's making fun of those who think that he's paid to say what he says. So in his mind, he thinks it's hilarious the idea that people could think he's a shill when that's exactly what he is, because
Right.
he's that dumb.
Right. I mean, he's essentially, it's like reducing the reality to its most absurd point, rendering it humorous, and therefore deflecting from and hopefully washing away the reality that he's a paid shill for Israel.
Yeah.
And that this is all Israel's got now.
Yeah.
And whether he's on Barstool Sports after they basically told the truth about him. Michael Rappaport admitting harassing former girlfriend Lily Taylor. Rappaport, who pleaded guilty to aggravated harassment, banging on her window at 1 a.m., completely unhinged character. And then Michael Rappaport sues Barstool Sports years later. He's constantly getting caught up in bizarre drama. Wasn't prepared to do this, but this is a celebrity gossip rag. And they're saying, here's the thing about Michael Rappaport. He's an obnoxious, loudmouth idiot. But maybe the worst thing about Rappaport is that he's so good that he's good in the roles in which he's cast. So right now he's sort of cast as a loudmouth Zionist idiot. But Barstool Sports suggested that Michael Rappaport is racist, has herpes, and stalked his ex-girlfriend. These were accusations made by the sports website that prompted a libel suit against it by Rappaport. Barstool Sports had recruited Rappaport and his podcast over to their company with the promise of a $600,000 contract plus revenue sharing and a promise to get him another $375,000 to secure him a radio show on Sirius. Things fell apart just over a year later when Rappaport accused a Barstool employee of using steroids. Then Dave Portnoy fired Michael Rappaport. Michael Rappaport responded by posting a picture of himself sodomizing Dave Portnoy. Then Dave Portnoy called Michael Rappaport a racist with herpes who stalked his ex-girlfriend, as we can see. That's true. So Michael Rappaport sued Barstool Sports for $16 million and lost. And during the court case, he produced evidence that he had tested negative for herpes. And he said that he couldn't possibly be a racist because he was married to a black woman. And the judge kind of just threw it all out and laughed him out of court. So now, this is 2022, Michael Rappaport is reduced to doing propaganda for Israel. You can watch in his videos there, he can't pronounce the place of anything. He has no idea where he's at. And he's being guided around by this woman, Aviva Klompas. Do you know who that is?
No.
If you click on if you follow like Palestine content and you click on the For You tab on Twitter, all you get is Aviva Klompas in your feed. I think it's part of the deal Elon had to cut with the Zionists to get him off his back. And it's nonstop propaganda. She gets paid like $300,000 a year to run propaganda for this group called Boundless, and see her in all the videos with Michael Rappaport kind of guiding him around. So I just see it as emblematic of where Israel is culturally and politically, that this is the kind of character that the foreign ministry of Israel is putting up as their international celebrity influencer. While the rest of the celebrities know, many of them know what's up. Like you can look at the Artists for a Ceasefire list and there are major A-listers, major figures there, but they're not really going to be able to be that vocal.
This is a new letter that just came out from more than 450 Jewish creatives, executives, and Hollywood professionals. They're denouncing Jonathan Glazer for mildly criticizing the Israeli occupation in his autobiography. And they say the use of words like occupation to describe an indigenous Jewish people defending a homeland that dates back thousands of years and has been recognized as a state by the UN distorts history. It gives credence to the modern blood libel that fuels a growing anti-Jewish hatred around the world, in the US and in Hollywood. No one does more to fuel anti-Jewish hatred than these people by doing things like saying that the word occupation is blood libel. This is the longest running military occupation in the world. And yet now acknowledging that is somehow blood libel against the Jewish people.
And that's just so insane and over the top. All he said is stop exploiting the Holocaust to defend occupation.
Yes. He didn't even say Israeli occupation. He just said the word occupation that triggered these people. Anyway.
They're like, you're taking the main thing, the only other thing we have besides the Bible to justify our state. Well, they have the Bible. The Holocaust is synonymous with anti-Semitism. And so I think they're fomenting anti-Semitism by design. I mean, we've seen stickers placed around New York that say, what do they declare?
Oh, they said rape is resistance, free Palestine. As if you are remotely touched with reality, you know that these rape allegations against Hamas were fake. The only place that actually on the left that bought into this was The Intercept, which said that some leftists have celebrated rape as a justified tool of resistance, which is one of the dumbest things that has ever been printed. I mean, no one celebrated rape because the point was to say that these rape claims were fake. They were a scam to justify and whitewash the genocide. But yes, some Zionists actually printed up stickers saying rape is resistance, free Palestine.
So this is Aviva Klompas, by the way, Aaron.
It is her. Okay, there we go. Yeah.
A co-founder of Boundless. She used to write speeches for the Israeli mission at the UN. She's just a full-time Hasbro propagandist, leading Michael Rappaport around. And this is obviously fake, false flag sticker. She's the one who rolls it out. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if her organization printed these.
Of course they did. This is free Palestine by any means necessary. These people are so ridiculous. They're such liars. Does anyone for a second believe any of this? But they have such contempt for, not just for Palestinians, but for average people. They really think in their deluded brains that this actually is going to work. People are going to buy this. That's how much they have contempt for anybody who's not, a Zionist. They think everyone's just like malleable and so dumb that they'll believe something as dumb as this.
And I mean, it goes to the logic of Zionism, which, first of all, requires the escalation and perpetuation of anti-Semitism to justify the existence of a Jewish state as a sanctuary for all Jews. Yeah. Zionism has also sought to collapse the Jewish diaspora in which we exist by fomenting division. As you see with that sticker, they're just trying to divide people, make people hate each other in the United States, and spreading either the reality of anti-Semitism